Next up, we have Mr. Paul Childers.
Thanks for having me, Brad.
Yeah, man. So, what brings you to NAMM?
We're at NAMM because we have a set actually at the Hilton. So anyone that's listening, at 8 p.m., go to the Hilton and see our set. It's going to be blistering, and get a drink and drink it with us. And we can't wait to see you there. Plug. Shameless.
I like that interaction with the audience. You have a drink, they have a drink.
Absolutely.
So,
even now, if you've got one, bring it to the
Exactly. It's towards the end of the day here. I could definitely
And it's been a long one, man. This is my first time ever at NAMM. Yeah. And as a guitar player, it has been absolutely mind-boggling.
What'd you see that was cool?
Well, I got to go by the Martin tent, which is what I play, and I got to go up to Fender, which is great. But all these boutique, very niche guitars, and the way that they care for their clients and their future customers, I don't think you can get any closer to a company. This is such a beautiful way to get close.
You know, the little frustration in NAMM, though, is there's so many beautiful instruments, but when you play them, it's not the best acoustic environment to listen to them. No,
because the drum booth is right next to the acoustic guitar booth, or the violins are shredding right next to it. But it's still the community. You know, there are so many like-minded people here, and to be a part of it and to be able to play here, it's such an honor to be invited.
You're surrounded by tons of musicians, which means, of course, they're all asking you for money. I don't. Anyways, so Paul, you just recorded a new record?
Yes, I did. It is called
in Nashville.
Yes, I did. It's at County Q Studios in Nashville, where I live, and it's called Naked Poetry. And actually, today is the pre-release. It just got released on pledgemusic.com. So anyone that's watching can go check it out, preview it, see the video that comes with it. And I'm just so immensely proud of the work and the time and the songs and the people, the best friends that I made while making it, and it made me a better man and a better player, and in the end, hopefully a better just musician all around.
So what did you have to say on this record? What was in your soul? What was in your heart, my friend?
There's loss, then there's love, and then there's being 20, and how to cope with these things that when you're 25 won't matter. So how do you write songs for a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old and a 40-year-old? And I think the answer is kind of the alchemy of all our styles, which is blues. You know, I grew up as a blues guitar player, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Hendrix, B.B. King, and then I found Miles Davis. So then jazz came into the picture, and then I thought, well, why don't I try to actually be heard in this society that demands a certain kind of pop? So I started writing pop songs, and it was really accidental. I got into Sting and Seal and found that the way that they write pop songs and include
good songs.
Yeah,
good
that
songs.
Means something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we all know how to, your love is my drug and whatever. I love those kinds of songs, but
no, you don't. You want good songs.
I want to mean something to a lot of people, but in a way that is, you can put your record on when you're in bed with somebody on a Sunday morning, or when you're brokenhearted, or when you're driving down the road after getting fired. Not that my fans do that often, but
I wrote this one song about getting a Slurpee at 7-Eleven. It wasn't any good though.
But it meant something, which I think is best Slurpee you ever had.
It meant a lot. So. Are you more of an acoustic guy, acoustic guitarist?
On this record, no. I really got to stretch. I had this beautiful Stratocaster, and I had such such access to incredible gear that I really got to showcase what it is to be a guitar player as well as a songwriter, and had an incredible producer, Nick Lutz, who fashioned me down into a much pointier tip. Like, get to the point. How can you write some songs that tell us what we need to hear? Don't bore us. Get to the chorus, but do it in a way that is still finishing your thought and that making that thought actually count.
What do you feel is the sort of the most complicated thing about being an artist in this very complicated sort of new world that we're in?
I think as an artist, you have to be able to, it's almost more important to be able to navigate what is the business side, your publishing, how to get paid for your songs. Even on a very small level, you should be getting paid every time you play live. Having the business sense to say, okay, I've made this project that I believe in. Now I want to sell it so I can make a new one. That's how I measure success, not with money or with the number of fans, but the ability to make another record for the fans that are there and that count, because they will grow with you. They will find a way to make sure that they always know what you're up to. Those are the people, you know what I mean? People that believe what you're saying, and maybe they take guitar lessons with you. Like, I'm talking about real personal relationships. That's what pushes me to be what I hope is a stronger and more suitable artist for this 21st century. People demand it, and I'm glad they do.
I mean, does that require you to become like a social media wizard?
That's a part of it as well. I mean, I was an accounting major, so math is a part of it. It's sometimes it comes down to dollar and cents. I don't want to.
Is that how you build this personal relationship with your audience? You help them with their math
I do their
homework?
taxes. It's tax season, and so what? In addition to guitar playing, I help people with their 1099s.
I'm in. I'm totally in.
So pre-order the record and send me a message. I'm competing directly with H&R Block right now.
So what is the name of the record? And if somebody was just going to go and listen to one song on it, could you, because a lot of people, quite frankly,
sure,
they're going to listen to one song, and then if they don't like
sure,
it, they're going to move on. What is?
And I agree. The goal is to be the best song they hear that day.
Yeah.
But the record's called Naked Poetry.
Okay.
And it's I know it's a sexy title, but I would go listen to the title track, Naked Poetry, which is number 6. And it kind of gives you a sense of, yes, the guitar playing, and yes, the D'Angelo style rhythm section with Motown. I had such incredible help with percussion and drums and bass, and then again, very sentimental songwriting, especially for somebody, but that I hope relates to everybody else. That or Music Pulls You Through, track 1.
Well, it's awesome to have you to chat with you.
Thank you. What a pleasure.
I'm definitely checking this thing out.
Please do.
I'm definitely going to have them do my taxes.
And now I feel like I've gotten myself into big trouble because I'm actually going to get messages about taxes. But thank you so much for having me. And am I the last one today? Last and certainly least. Thank you.
He's last in the long line of greatness. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Again, this is Brad Talinsky, just saying goodbye from the 2017 NAMM show, Twitch TV.